Hello friends, welcome back to Gadget Generations. This is your friend Pulkit and I again have Vishy bhai with me, and today we are going to shoot the part 2 video for all tar cases. Well, what's today? We just showed the part 1, didn't we, Vishy bhai?
Yes, so in part one, we saw the Minerva round
Yeah.
and we tried to navigate my brain as to why I ended up making all these crazy stuff. So, in part two, I'll take you through the Pluto case, which is basically to carry all your sources as well as so many other things, which you're just going to see in a short while.
Okay, so part 2 is going to bring us the Pluto over here. So, one thing, question that has arrived into my mind just now, because in the part 1 I forgot to ask you that what is the inspiration behind the naming of these products? Like, first one, the IEM case was known as Minerva, and now the source, this is the source case basically, yeah. So, the source case is known as the Pluto. So,
Right.
is the inspiration coming from some celestial body or what?
Yeah, so the slightly funny story. I had a lot of hi-fi names, but then initially I had actually named a few of the model as Tom, Jerry, and Mickey and Minnie,
Okay.
for the lack of any other name.
Disney might
Because
have raised concerns
yes,
related to that.
so the thing is that suddenly it struck that I could actually name Pluto, which was another of my favorite characters. And from Pluto, I just kept that name as the base for
Okay.
this product because this was the first one of the first ideas that popped into my brain, and then
Okay.
other things started taking shape.
Okay.
So, but then obviously I can't name a product Tom Jerry. That's not something that I wanted to do. So I started digging around what can I keep around Pluto because I like the name Pluto.
Okay.
Then I came across Roman gods, and it was a relatively easier hack for me to go for Roman gods, the names of Roman gods, and they had a nice ring to them, at least for me.
Okay.
Plus, every I could see that every other product is being named after Greek gods. They are the most sought after gods, so I thought I'll probably go for
You
Roman
go the
ones.
other way around.
Yes, I'll just go the other way around. So
Okay, so kindly introduce us to the Pluto.
yes. So this particular Pluto case is something that you can easily carry within your backpack. It is super sturdy. It is made with a wooden exoskeleton. Again, it is made with engineered wood, as you saw in the Minerva video as well. So this is made like this is super sturdy. This is super strong. Even the front, wherein under which your screen lies, the screen of the DAP, or even the current. I think the TACAMs are coming with glass top.
Yeah.
So all those things are there. And in a short while, you'll see why even after all these punches, hard punches, your device is going to remain safe. Now you see, this particular enclosure is not your conventional magnets.
Yeah.
It's not your conventional
Snap
snap
button.
buttons.
Yeah.
For a very simple reason, because I have seen devices like I think Griffin, which are demagnetizing devices.
Yeah.
I've seen it across some forums. So I just thought of it is I thought it is safer to stay away from magnetic closures. And there is a practical usage which you'll you'll get to learn shortly. Second reason why I didn't use snappers is because again it's a mechanical thing. It may go off
Yeah.
if you use it in a very rough manner. Now this stays for a much longer time because the Velcro that has been used over here is the nylon one, which is a very high quality one,
Okay.
and it lasts like really long.
Okay.
Okay, and this particular the Bosch also, it's a very premium quality one. So the combination, I actually tested it myself. Like I did it like this, like close to 200 to 50 times, and it opened. Even after that, it opened like a breeze. It had that grippiness, almost same as what it was in the beginning.
Okay.
All right, so it didn't have any issues. So I chose this kind of closure. Now, another very important practical aspect of this sort of a closure is, by the way, this is a very tight one, so it sometimes it does take two hands for you to open it, and that's the way I wanted it to be because I didn't want it to open easily and something ends up falling off, which is completely counterproductive to my
Vision.
to my vision and my intent. So yeah. So now if you see, this is padded, right? Completely padded. So, and this will protect anything underneath it. The entire case is padded. You'll see it shortly. The thing is that if you want to keep something very fat in this particular case, with this this particular thing is almost an inch long, inch wide. This particular Velcro, so you can use that leverage, and you can you know actually fit something. I mean, it's in a very weird case if you really want to do that, but you can fit something fat as well,
Okay.
and this
So
will
you
make
just
way.
basically increase the height by
Exactly.
putting the
Yes, you
Velcro
can
thing a
increase
bit
the height
high.
by at least a good 1 to 1.5 centimeters,
Okay.
depending on how. And this still won't give way because it's still going to be really tight.
But I seriously think so that as of now, even as of now, there are no devices that are as thick as this. Even the transportable ones that are coming into the market, like the few M17 or the Q7,
Q17, right?
they are not as thick as that they might require you to increase the height a bit.
Precisely, agreed. But then about 2 years back, I think the only fattest device that I've ever used was the Aureolus. Not sure if everyone has heard of it, but there was one. There were two a DAC combo. The DAC was Aureolus BD10,
Okay.
and the tube amp hybrid tube amp was Aureolus B8. Those were really fat devices.
Okay.
So that was one of my inspirations. And then second thing is people. I feel manufacturers these days are completely reinventing the wheel in terms of adding so many features and making the modern devices so feature rich. And for that, I'm assuming there is more real
So
estate
you
that
are
would be
basically
required.
making this case as a
Future,
future proof case.
exactly. So that was the idea. I Because see, the I mean, in my mind, it has always been there has always been a restriction to the number of cases that I really want to buy.
Okay.
I'm saying this because you might end up buying fewer cases from me. That's not good for my business. But then the intent has always been to provide the consumer with absolute maximum functionality, absolute maximum versatility, with like really as much strength as possible, and with, I mean, it cannot probably be a tank like protection, but it is very close to it. It is probably closest to that across the board in the
Okay.
market that you can find.
So what are the
That's
internals that are going to be bundled with the Pluto?
Yes. So I'll come to the accessories part in a bit. But then as I already explained, this particular part is completely padded. There is a host of accessories, so I just have to drop it like this. Some more that's stuck. So if you see this entire part, so first of all, this one has 5 mm of hard styrofoam, followed by 4 mm. Sorry, 4 mm of hard styrofoam, followed by 5 mm of thick, thicker foam, right?
So
You can
basically
call it
9
memory
mm of
foam.
foam just on the top.
Yes, just on the top. That is
Okay.
relatively harder compared to the remaining of the box.
Okay.
The remaining of the box has, you see that all of this is padded.
Even
The
the
entire,
base. Even the
yes,
base.
right from the base to the sides, all the four walls, everything is completely padded. And this is based on 10 mm of foam. And all these lining is again, the velour type cloth that I had used in the Minerva as well, which is your scarlet velvet. Even the IEM pouches and all the accessories are made with scarlet velvet, because for the very simple reason, I wanted it to be completely anti-abrasive. I wanted it to be like really soft and premium to
Hold
touch
and
and
touch.
hold and use. So uh, because I mean I'm marketing it as a product which is like absolute quality from my end. So everything should, in my opinion, should reflect that ideology. So I have taken, and plus I have taken rich gray, guys. So you need not worry about staining this or
So
getting me
basically,
dirty that
this is
frequently.
so much padding over here that it is like a sofa to your dap or any kind of
Exactly.
source.
So that was the idea, because I mean, the DAP prices are going phenomenally crazy over the last few
Yeah.
years. So when you are holding DAPs like that, I mean, even for some, I my quest started when I got in a W1Z Mark II. That was my unit before I
Yeah.
sold it to fund this venture. So guys, please help me get that back again. So dabs like W1Z Mark II, which have a copper chassis, which are softer, right? You drop them and you get a good amount of dent,
Dents. Yeah.
right? So with this, it is, I mean, it is far easier. Not, I'll still not say that you be careless, but it is far more, superior to any other product that I think is out there. And it is, it is literally baked like, it can go to a war. So
Okay, so would you like to describe the accessories that are being bundled with the
Yes,
case?
I'll just keep it aside for
Okay.
now. And you can see this comes with a host of accessories. So first, we'll come to this later. So you have per Pluto, you have three cable pouches, which is again, everything is neoprene infused, right?
Okay.
Uh, if it is, it can absorb accidental water splashes. You would have seen that in the cable protector.
Yeah.
That is also there. It's just not made with this color currently, but you get three of those as well. The as Pulkit calls it termination plug protectors. So you get three of those as well.
Okay.
You can check that out in the Minerva video, which the link might be somewhere here. All right.
I will add in the description section below. I don't even know such high level of editing on YouTube, so we will be adding the
No issues.
description.
Yeah, it is there in the description. Then don't look here. Okay. Then you have the again the IM pouches, which again you would have seen in the Minerva case. You have six of these, so basically one for each earpiece, so you can easily carry
Three pair of
three pairs of
earphones with
pairs
three
of IEMs
cables.
with three cables. So the cable protectors are there. I think. Yeah, we'll show it to you in the B rolls. It must be here somewhere. Sorry for the sloppiness. Right. So we'll come to the section where uh, I can actually show you how versatile this box can be for you in terms of daily usage. Say if you don't want to store your dabs, if you say if you have an alternate arrangement, hopefully from Altar only, then you can probably store it. You can you can divide your space by using these spacers or dividers as I call them, and you can easily create space for other stuff. So if you can see this, I'm providing six dividers in this particular package.
But
Currently, I
inside
have
only we
added
have
five.
space for five. Yeah.
Yeah, I have added five. You can use one more if you really want to narrow it down to say accommodate some ear tips or some really thin adapters, which your 4.4 to 3.5 or 2.5 to 4.4 the adapters that you come things come with, right? So you can easily use these spacers and you can rearrange them depending on your usage or whichever way you want to go about it. You can even a lot of people find they don't want to use it with these, so you can easily put it here. You can use it here. You can place your earpiece. You can place your cable here along with the termination plug protectors, and you can still keep it safe. So this particular arrangement provides you an enormous amount of flexibility for you to use your case the way you want to. That's the primary reason why I created this sort of a setup. Now, coming to these, I call these as pillows. Now you get two pillows with each Pluto. The purpose of these pillows is, say, for example, you have, off late there have been certain dabs, and historically as well, uh, like the Kane N5 2S, and amongst the modern ones, you have the
He be R6 Pro 2.
R6 Pro 2, which has a very thin, like really thin profile compared to what the other dabs are, like say K98 or N62 or other dabs. So for such dabs, you can easily place a pillow, right?
You can use my DX260
Yeah,
to showcase
absolutely.
that.
So if you can place a pillow here, so this actually elevates this. And what this does is, while once you place the lid over this, right, depending on the height, it prevents the dab from wiggling within the box, right? It doesn't wiggle a lot. The room is like reduced. If you want to reduce it further and if you want to keep it fixed, you can add one more pillow and then you can add this. So post this, your dab absolutely becomes stiff. It becomes set. It
Fixed at
doesn't.
its
It
place,
becomes fixed.
basically.
Yeah, I was searching for the right word. So it becomes fixed and it doesn't shake within the box. So that is one thing. And yeah, I think as I've already said in previous, in just previously, that the reason why I went for all these padding is the more, as much as you want to bang the dab here and there, nothing is going to happen to it because of the cushioned walls. That is definitely going to prevent your dabs. I have, as I told you earlier, I have personally tested it through a 6 foot and a 10 foot fall. Nothing happened to my DX320, and it remained hale and hearty through that particular horror crash. Actually, my factory mates were really worried. What? Why am I? Have I gone crazy? And why am I doing that? But I wanted to prove a point to myself. I mean, again, it could be as a disclaimer that don't do such stunts. Those stunts are performed professionally. But then again, the idea is that it is really going to protect your stuff, and it can take a knock or two, and it can safeguard your
So
precious
basically, the
stamps.
Pluto comes with all these accessories in a
Yes,
single package.
absolutely.
And how much is the price of the Pluto?
Price of the Pluto is going to be 120 US dollars.
Which is pretty insane considering it allows us to carry a DAP or a different source with a bunch of IEMs or maybe a bunch of IEMs with some thick cables.
Absolutely, and that's the reason why I created this, because I wanted to offer adequate value. So I've seen, again, I have used a lot of cases, as I, as earlier, because I'm actually a, you know I love these leather cases and storage options. You can find enough of those in my around my house. Let me know before you come to my house. So I can find a whole lot of those. I mean, I've bought in a whole lot of those, and none of those had these features. It didn't have enough padding.
It
It
is
was
quite
just,
versatile.
yeah, was just a some sort of a hard board, which wasn't even hard enough for me, and it didn't have padding and the leather. I mean, I have been buying, and now I've been professionally buying leather and using, like, crafting stuff from it. But even as a leather aficionado, I really didn't find them to be that premium, and especially for the price being charged. So I really wanted to come up with something which I am. I know myself. I'm like real super critical about these things. So if I know that if I am satisfied like 80-90%, I was confident that I could help the people around me in a much better manner, and they too will be happy and confident about using this particular case without any
And we
worries.
will still get those 55 plus those 20 limited edition leathers available all time for
Absolutely,
the Pluto.
absolutely. See, all of my products will come with 55 standard colors, textures, cut plates, wipers, whatever you want to call them, different types of leathers. Uh, and as usual, it will come with 15 to 20 limited edition colors. Those will keep varying depending on the availability, right? So it
Okay.
is not always that you will, I might have 10, I might have 5, but I generally have an idea of stocking at least up to 20 limited edition colors as
Okay.
and when they drop in. Because as I told you in the previous video, I don't always have access to them, because they come in really limited batches, and there are so many other people who, sometimes get to it before I do. So I just have whatever leftovers are there. Again, nobody has to worry. Those are also like really high quality premium ones. It's just that those leathers, some leathers are like for certain purposes.
Some
I
are
just don't get.
exquisitely available,
Yeah, they
basically.
have
Yeah.
sometimes they're actually made in limited quantities,
Okay.
just because of certain reasons, and it is very difficult to get at.
Which is okay,
Lay my
but
hands on those.
55 and 70 options is also a good option. And I believe Pluto is as interesting as you guys might have found it, as I personally found it. And I'm taking this Pluto with me tonight because I just really appreciate the versatility and the protection that it is going to offer. Well, that's it for the part 2 for all tar cases, and in the next part we will be bringing something bigger and something even more special, so stay tuned with us. Well, that's about today's part 2, and let's wait for the part 3 now.